All right, well, we are live, Mr. Dave Miller. So, g'day, guys. You've never met us before. Two crazy fun Aussies tuning in here from Australia. Dave's up in Queensland. I'm down here in Tasmania. We are known as the Laptop Lifestyle Dads, and we're here to support you on your journey of internet marketing, whatever that looks like. AI, social selling, network marketing, affiliate marketing, leadership, the whole kit and caboodle. And Dave, we've got a bit of a call to arms today, haven't we? We've got a bit of a call to action. We've been talking our 30-day voice content marketing mastery program for the last few days. So, guys, just as it says in the description, this is your opportunity to ask burning questions. We're going to break it down for you, what's involved in the 30-day system. Share type of the results that you can get there and talk about all things about AI and about how you can take action on this. If you've been sitting on the fence for a little while, this is your last 24-hour call to action. We're going to extend the deadline. It was going to be midnight tonight. I'm going to be a little bit gracious, and we're going to make that till 12 p.m. Tuesday, so lunchtime tomorrow, with the extension of that little time there just to give you an extra 12 hours. So Dave, why do so many people struggle with content consistency, and how does our voice program solve that? Like, we've gone with an end in mind. Focus on some of the challenges that we can help our people with, and we've come up with solutions. So how does our solution help solve their problems around content consistency?
Well, I think I start from the start. Realistically, it allows them to work out their customer value journey, really, and that's sort of where they're going to start from. But I guess, getting that clarity through the voice framework is probably one of the biggest things. And then obviously, us little maestros with our AI allow you then to be able to speed up that process as well. And just by doing that, videos, images, even content writing, that sort of stuff, and once they get the idea and the concept of what we're showing them, there'll be no excuses whatsoever not to be able to create content. So, but I think the biggest thing is, getting that clarity from, the voice framework itself to start with.
You heard from Dave. Once you've got clarity from us, there are no excuses. You heard it from his mouth, your ears. Yeah,
exactly.
The way I like to describe it, right, is it's the customer value journey, right, is what we do and how we do it. We take people from cold to sold. And if you've never heard those terms before, essentially every business has a journey, awareness through to referral program and everything in between. And it's about supporting your customers on that journey and creating that flow of traffic. And so that becomes the horizontal. And when we talk about layering it on with this voice framework, which is about helping you to find your voice and elevate your voice, talking about values, origin, influence, clarity, and expression, this becomes the depth and how we go deep, and we transform inside out, and then we raise above the noise in the crowd. And then I really found that this is where the magic boom source ingredients, that X factor, helps you to get that traction, to grab people's attention, and to learn how to create content that connects, attracts, and converts. And so this is what we're going to be doing over that 30-day period together. It's not just all about the tactical and how to leverage AI in that space. It's understanding the heart of the conversation, isn't it, Dave?
Exactly. I just love the way that you use the explanation of, you've got the horizontal, then the voice allows you to raise up and gives you the vertical. So, that's just
it gives us a cross. But hey, that's just my faith and symbolism coming into that space as well. It's the heart of the conversation.
It is. It's just awesome. So
yeah. So Dave, can people still benefit from this program if they hate video and tech?
Yes, because, depending on how much they hate it, I suppose. But, there's still, good old text. You can still create authority and awareness and everything like that with good old fashioned text and, short little, the little two-step posting and that sort of stuff and creating that conversation. Because I mean, at the end of the day, that's probably really what it's all about is, getting those conversations started. So yes, they can, but they can also, go to the old faceless videos and stuff like that. The technology.
More than one way to skin a cat. Never really understood that saying, but
yeah. It definitely is.
Saying here though is for those of you who are a little bit overwhelmed and frightened and scared of the tech, don't worry, we've got you covered because
Yeah,
we've learned how to build this from the ground up. We're self-taught and we know how to take the complexity and simplify it and essentially dumb it down so to be able to help support you on that journey. Not sure what's going on with my camera, it keeps freezing. Anyway,
yes,
so it's about helping you to get over that tech overwhelm and support you. Like we've got people on our journey who have, their tech fear and tech overwhelm has stopped them from progressing. Because we're here to essentially hold your hand, not do the work for you, but create a space that's safe for you to grow in and support you on that journey is that community and support that most people crave and need in this space to get past that. Hey, Dave.
exactly. So, like I said, I've worked with a couple of our students that are, very, very, well, they were very, very scared of tech and overwhelmed. And now it's funny. You watch them once they start to first take those baby steps and get their head around it, and get a little bit of confidence, and and now they're pumping out pictures and images, and
Come to life.
you do. So
Yeah.
it's just awesome. Like you said, we're there to actually help them and to guide them and walk them through it. So there's no need to feel embarrassed or anything about that you don't know this. What you don't know, you don't know. So you've got to ask. We're here to happily help you along the way.
And I think that's the real power of this offer, isn't it? It's that community activity and that support to be able to help you to bring into that what you don't know into that realm of learning and growing and doing the messy growth together, right?
Yeah, without the community is just one of the backbones of our whole being, really. Like and there's an awesome bunch of people in there. Everybody's on their own little journey at their own pace, and they're all loving to help each other. So and that's the thing about a community. Like you might be just that little bit further ahead of somebody else, and you can help them. And then that gives you great satisfaction in being able to help them. So you feel better, they feel.
Definition of leadership and self-leadership and being able to help others and support others.
For sure.
I love that. And so one of the other questions that Susie asked me is, what does the daily rhythm look like in our 30-day journey? Well, that's a really great question, Susie. So let's just quickly answer that question. So we're kicking this whole journey off on the 25th of July. So that's a Friday. And we're going to be coming up on our live calls in our private Facebook group on a 6:30 every morning from the 30 days on. So Dave and I, whether it be together or Dave running one and myself running one, we'll work out the itinerary for you and give you access to that inside the group. But we're going to be delivering these lives like this, in the Facebook group and the private community. And they'll be anywhere from half-hour masterclasses to 2 hours, whatever we need to get the job done. Dave likes to talk a little bit and he likes to get right into the details. So some of these classes, bear in mind, it might take a couple of hours to get through it. But that's just because Dave loves to over deliver in that space.
I've been to run a couple of them a bit over time. That's because.
So we're creating this with a product that's evergreen in mind that we can then give to people 12 months down the road, and it's still of value to them in that space. We understand that AI is shifting and evolving, and we'll have to keep that program updated. Here's the thing. You jump in right now, it's only $199 to get our early bird special, and that runs out tomorrow at 12 p.m. But if we evolve this group, you've got a lifetime pass to that course for life. You're not going to have to pay an extra cent. We're going to be designing this group so you can go back to it at your own space, at your own speed, to be able to go back over and get, how did he do this? How did he do that? What did he say here? And go back over it until it sinks and it lands in that space. I'm not sure why my camera keeps freezing, but if I turn it on and off, it seems to work again.
Anyway, it doesn't like you today, mate.
So you can definitely join us live on the classes. We'll be showing up at 6:30 a.m. every morning, regardless, and we'll be there. And you can interact with us live once a week. We're going to host, time to be determined, of course, but we're going to host like a Q&A hot seat type conversation where it'll be interactive and you can come get, questions answered in from Dave and myself and from the community. And we'll also be running that. So it's designed to be evergreen, but it's designed to be hands-on and interactive and supportive in that space. So,
Like,
Dave, anything you want to add to that conversation before we move on?
yeah, well, so, I guess there's a couple of things really. The good thing is, once you learn the fundamentals, it doesn't matter how fast the technology moves ahead. You can still keep going and keep learning because you know the basics. It's like, I learned how to use ChatGPT. Well, then I know how to use Gemini. I know how to use Claude. I know how to use Grok. I know how to use every other LLM, I should say, that comes on the market.
Learning
I've
language
learned
model,
one.
for those who don't know what that means.
Yes, I know. There's too many mouthful pieces. So, so there's, one thing, so you're gonna, it'll be the same with the AI tools, etc. You're gonna learn the basics. Once you've learned the basics, like, Photoshop, I guess, you learn the basics of Photoshop where you can go and use GIMP or, whatever else there is out there as well. So all those sort of things, yeah. And yeah, I just think just always remember that.
If you're looking for tools like learning how to use VO and Sora and Flux, Bing, DALI, like these are all the names of the tools in the video and the AI space. We're going to be doing deep dives on these tools. So
Yes.
the objective is starting with the end in mind, is not only will you have a base understanding of how to use all of the AI tools out there, that's the AI part, but you understand the why and the heart and the emotional connection piece to this conversation. That's that voice piece to this, right? So it's AI plus your heart equals your superpower. So you're not just creating content for the sake of creating content and adding to the noise. You're creating content with purpose and with heart, and you're able to amplify and elevate your voice because AI can help you to be more creative and create some storyline and some narrative to it. Because at the end of the day, your personal brand is the story people talk about you when you're not in the room. So we're going to give you the tools to equip you and empower you to be able to share that story with your community. And that's the AI part of that conversation. So really looking forward to this 30-day challenge with you and delivering on that promise, Dave.
Yes, but we do have to put a disclaimer up that we're not going to be the ones that will get blamed if you're just sitting there wasting time creating all sorts of interesting little images like I do sometimes late at night. You can't be held responsible for that. We're going to try and teach you how to use it, to improve and increase your awareness and your marketing and
we can't be held responsible for the time that you'll waste figuring this out because you're creating all these videos like Brett Pearson said,
And images lately, I've been creating some pretty crazy images as well. Some of them are really. It is, and that's the problem. You get caught up in it too much. You have too much fun, and not enough work gets done.
We can't be held responsible for taking people and putting them down rabbit holes that they get stuck in.
That's right. I mean, that's why I generally try and leave that sort of stuff until I've got half an hour or an hour before I'm ready to go to bed of a night time. So I need to clear the brain and get rid of all the other thoughts. So I just go and create silly images and bits of.
What we will do is we'll give you structure and tools and systems and processes in place to help you avoid going down that rabbit hole. If you choose to go down that rabbit hole after our conversation, then that's totally on you.
Yeah, we might have to create a help desk or a helpline or something for people that need to call. Hey, I'm stuck in this hole. How do I get out?
That's the beauty of this community, right? This community that we're creating,
Yeah,
to have that support and ongoing support. So, Dave, who's this not for?
Ooh, well, probably. Oh, that's a good question, actually. I was going to have to spit something out straight away, but I don't think it's not for anybody really. But I guess at
Well,
the end
I'll
of the day,
tell
it's
you.
people I guess people that don't want to put the effort in, don't want to be a part of a community, and don't, would just want to be out there in their own little world doing their own little thing. I suppose they don't really want to embrace the community.
It's what I call living life below the line or above the line.
Yeah.
It's not for you. If you're in that space of already looking for blame, excuse, and denial, and it's not working for you, we're not a fit.
No, we're not going to help you.
Because I'm going to challenge you to step up above the line and take ownership and accountability and responsibility. It's not for the whingers. It's not for the people who are looking for the get rich quick scheme and feel like that, we'll do the work for you, and all you have to do is sit back and take for the ride. Like, it's not for the ones who are looking for the cheat code.
Exactly.
We're looking to lock arms and run with those who want to get dirty, who want to get messy, who want to embrace the learning curve and grow in
And
that
have
space
fun.
and have fun along the way. But if you're not looking to be challenged, then this is not for you. But
No,
if you are, then lean in, let's lock arms and let's run.
exactly. Yeah. Couldn't
Yeah.
have said it better myself.
So Dave, what happens after the 30 days? Like, is there a next step for people?
Well, yes, there is several. If you want to, do a little bit of I guess learning depending on what stage you're at. We've got our academy, which is an 8-week cycle, which sort of probably goes through more of the base stuff and fundamentals sort of thing. And then we've got our big better best packages as well. So, or bigger and best now, maybe only.
We're going to have other 30-day sprints, like talking about
Well, that too.
podcasting, we're talking about book writing and different ways as well. So, guys,
Yeah, we're getting our little $10 master classes too. So we've got them as well. So
so
it's
what
some
we're
of the
saying is
things.
we've got something for everybody. Doesn't matter where you're at on
Yeah,
your journey, whether you're just getting started, whether you're at intermediates or whether you're advanced. We're here to meet you where you're at. And
exactly.
this is just want to be one of our products that we're launching in this space to be able to help serve that need. So, guys, if you've been watching us on our journey, you've been sitting on the fence, or like as my mate Dazza says, if you sit on the fence, you're just going to get splinters in your ass. It's time
Gotta love
to
that.
kick off and either commit or don't commit. Give us a yes or give us a no. And so you've got literally 24 hours to jump on this 199 offer. Guys, once this is over, this is not a tactic. This is happening. And we've got 10 spots left, or in the next 24 hours, whatever happens first. Once that that box is ticked, the price is going to jump up to 497. And
Yeah,
when we choose to turn this into an evergreen product, it'll probably be at 997.
yeah,
This product is like, I've paid tens of thousands of dollars for training like this in the past. And so we decided to lower it right down to 199 to help people get out of their own way and get past the money block conversation so they didn't have that excuse. But if you still
exactly.
can't get past and find 199, if that's going to mean that you can't pay your rent or put food on your house, then I would say you probably need this, but we don't want to put you in ecological danger. So you got to make the decision for yourself. If you're in, let's go. There's no time to fluff around anymore. We're getting serious. The rubber's hitting the road. We've already got 10 people have said yes. So we've got our base that are committed to serving in this space. We are looking for another 10 people, even more on top of that if you want to pay the 497. But hey, guys, jump in. Save yourself $300. Save yourself probably hundreds of dollars, really. But more importantly, what you're really saving yourself is you're saving yourself confusion. You're saving yourself frustration. You're saving yourself hours upon hours of spinning and trying to figure it out for yourself. And you're getting someone who's in the trenches with you, Dave and myself. We're living this life, breathing this life. We're leading by example. And you're getting us to help support you on that journey, to help you to get unlocked, to get the clarity that you've been looking for, to get you stop spinning wheels and get traction. But more importantly, to be empowered and equipped to be able to help elevate your voice above this very noisy crowd. Leveraging AI in your heart is where your superpower lies. So, Dave, I'm going to jump off my soapbox for a little bit here. Let's bring this to a close. What other words of wisdom have you got to say for someone who's sitting on the fence and making sure it's, is this for me or not? What would you say to that person? I think I've said my piece.
Well, I think you said enough for everybody, actually, including Daryl. Getting spinners in your ass. I like that. That's a great one. So they're the sort of people that we have in our community. Wonderful people like Daryl. And actually, it's speaking of good old Daryl. It's just the way he's been running with everything. Is just another example.
He's given another gear, and he's just
exactly. It's crazy. So I guess if you're sitting on the fence, what I'd really like you to think about, I guess, is what not just what time the time and the money and that it's going to save you, but what it's actually going to cost you for sitting on the fence. That's probably the biggest one.
Inaction cost you? That's a really good question. It's not about that's the 199. It's the inaction of not committing, not making a decision, not putting you first, not putting your dream life first. What is that inaction going to cost you? Here's a story to drive that nail home. At the moment, I've been reluctant to get into the crypto space. But, I've partnered up with my good friend, Mike Tharp, and he's introduced me to this new crypto thing that's supported me on my journey. And I said to him, mate, I've been scammed. I've been burnt in this crypto space before. I've lost tens of thousands of dollars. I'm really reluctant to get into it. And he brought that conversation to me probably about 2 months ago. Well, I've bit the bullet. I've taken the chance. I've gone on this crypto mining project. It's called Texit. And not only have I got my return back in my investment in the first week, I've actually tripled that through the community bonus. But not only that, I've got now 5 miners working for me and their passive income. And now I'm starting to earn 30, 40, 60 US dollars a day just as it is. This coin's about to project it to be about $16 a coin. Now, I did the math. That 2 months of inaction, if this takes off, if it all lines up, we'll see. It's a gamble, but it's all looking like an educated guess that it's all going to line up and all the boxes have been ticked and the promises are being met. Let's say all that happens. This coin's projected to hit $16 in February. Now, that inaction of that 2 months of me not taking the bullet and going live on this coin sooner rather than later has probably cost me about $100,000.
Yeah.
That inaction, like $100,000 worth of potential, I'd say easy has cost me that much.
Yeah.
So, what is your inaction costing you today?
Exactly. Way more than $199, I can guarantee you that.
Right. Talking about a 199 offer. Yes, it may cause some short-term pain for the long-term gain, but this is what we're talking about. So, my question for you is how serious about this are you?
Well, you're either in it or you're not, because I guess at the end of the day, I mean, if there's anybody, and I'm not the only one, but if there's anybody that's had enough opportunities to go, well, enough's enough, I'm out of this, and not actually, take that chance and believe in themselves, then I think I'm a pretty good example of, being able to believe in yourself and pushing through those barriers to, fulfill your dream. I'm not living my dream. I'm not living my dream life, yet. A hell of a lot closer to
You're closer every day, and
exactly.
it's not being knowledge that supported you to get there. It's been community, it's been accountability, it's been support that have been the main building blocks to help you to get where you are today. Is that right?
Exactly right. Couldn't have said it better myself. Without the community, without my mentor sitting left or right of me, depending on what way you're looking, the dude that that's it. The dude that I love doing life with, little Miss Jade, that's not here at the moment, but she's always hiding in the background. Without those people in my life, then things could be a hell of a lot different than what they are now. That's for sure. So I had to.
So
That's a push.
We're going to be reaching out. You're going to be reaching out to all those who have said yes to exploring this with us, but haven't really committed yet over the coming days to see whether you're in or you're out. But if you're in, here's the link. If you're in, let's go.
Exactly.
199, 199. Yes, it is US dollars. So it's about 300 Australian dollars. It's less than a cup of coffee a day for a month, to be able to get access to things. Now, the way I look at this is how fast can I make my return on my investment? Now, it doesn't have to be a monetary value, right? But, 10 times your investment, 199, so that's $200, that's $2,000. How fast can you make $2,000 back in the next 12 months?
I was going to say within the first month, if you want to take that time consideration factor into it.
If you take time into consideration, the cost of time, right? Exactly. So I think this, to be honest, is a no-brainer conversation. But hey, you're the one that's got to make the decision for yourself. You're the one that's got to get there and pull the trigger. We can't do it for you. We can't save or rescue anybody, but we can empower you, equip you, and give you all the information you need to make the right decision for yourself. I think we've done our job. Don't you think, Dave? Yeah,
I think so.
I don't think there's anything else we could do. We could beat this. We can keep flogging this horse until it's dead, but I don't think we've achieved our job.
Well, we've led the horse to water, now it's up to the horse to drink. So there we go.
So there you go. Well, guys, this has been a call to arms. It's been a call to action. So I have one question. Are you in? And if the answer is yes, let's go. Let's run. We look forward to seeing you on the 25th of July when we kick this off. But, we love to over-deliver, so we'll probably see you sooner than that. And so excited to be launching this 30-day voice prompting with you.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
All right.
Can't wait.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you for now. Bye for now. We'll see you on the flip side, as they say.